Good Tuesday morning. Welcome to the Scotty Ray Report. Already 68 as we climb for a high of about 83 today. So we've got a warm day in store for us. I'll be ready for that. Severe weather? Well, not so much for the Meridian area, but to the west of here, Jackson and those areas could see some severe weather. We'll look at that today. Our round will come tomorrow, and it possibly could be late, 5 p.m. until. We'll do the breakdown here in just a little bit, let you know exactly what's expected with the severe weather and what you need to do. As I've mentioned many times, have a severe weather plan and be ready to go into action if a warning is issued. This is that time of year where situations turn bad quick. Springtime. Thunderstorms and always a possibility of tornadoes as these storms come across. But we'll get into all of that. So how are you? I hope very good today as you begin it there. Good morning to Pat and Jim Coker. Glad to see y'all. Janice Bounds, Joyce Gressett's up. Dana Maxwell, also Donna Roseman. Good to see y'all. Hope you're feeling well. It is Tuesday, already April the 12th. We've got Easter coming up, don't we? It's right around the corner. Don't forget what Easter is all about. There's one reason, and, well, let's all think on that and make sure we're all aware of that. Hope your day is well. All right, as we begin today, what's going on? Well, I guess we can start out with shots being reported last night as we go to sammedia.network and we pull this up, and this is what we had last night. Now, again, no one was hurt. No reports of damage at this point, but let's show these locations of where we were. The first that I got was the 2200 block of 32nd Avenue. As you'll look at this, this is 24th Avenue. This is Highland Park here. That's to the northeast of there. Our second reporting came in on Valley Street, which would be due south of 8th Street last night. Well, that's not the only one. That happened kind of early. We did get another report as the evening went on of some more shots fired as we pulled that back up, and this would be in the 47th Avenue area of Hooper Street. This is Highway 19. It would be due east of there and south of 5th Street. If you're keeping up where things are, that's where the shots were reported last night. Again, on any of those, no damage reported that I'm aware of at this point, but still, nonetheless, shots fired. This morning, we'll talk about, if you'll join us at 8 o'clock, we're going to go into just how many shots were reported last month. I've got a few statistics. How many times did the phone ring down at the Meridian Police Department and say, I heard something? We'll talk about that here in just a little while. Let you know. Maybe you'll be shocked. But we'll get into that here in just a little while as we move forward with this morning. The breaking news the evening, without a shadow of a doubt. Now, I know there were several reports of, well, this doesn't give a lot of information. Well, we gave what we can at this time. You have to remember, everyone is innocent until proven guilty, and there's no sense in putting false information out until you know the truth. This is an investigation and an ongoing investigation as we go to Philadelphia. As we look at the breaking news, an investigation is underway at the Philadelphia High School. As I said, you can read more about this at sammedia.network. As we get into this Philadelphia Police Department is aware of a situation that involves a student and a teacher/coach. They have launched an investigation. Charges are possible in the case. They don't say 100% there will be, but there is a chance that there could be. Now, they're following this and making sure they're dotting all their I's and crossing the T's to make sure that they got all the information correctly. As that information starts to come out, we will pass this along to you so that you're aware. Anytime that this involves a school, you need to know as much as we do, as quickly as we do. And that's where we are on that. An investigation underway in Philadelphia at the high school. Again, we'll keep you closely monitored on that as that comes about. Yesterday, as we go to Clark County Hot Topics, what went on? Well, log truck. As you look at this, this was County Road 680 at the intersection of 110. Logs overturned as you look at this, and it caused a little traffic jam there for a little while. That's a little cleanup that had to take. A lot of times it happens when a truck goes around a curve and it's going just a little bit too fast and that weight shifts. So that happened in Clark County. Well, as we look at, I know Meridian is going to be getting a new Starbucks. It's going to go in that new shopping center about where Bill Etheridge Lincoln Mercury used to be and where the IHOP is now, in that little stretch there. As we start looking at state news around the state, They've got a group trying to organize a union within Starbucks for the state of Mississippi. Will it happen? I don't know. But they are trying very hard to create that, to secure jobs, and I'll leave it at that. I won't go into all I'm thinking, but that is in the works there as we look at Starbucks. Now, the next thing, and I would hate to say that this may have caused it to make people feel like it's okay to do this, as we watched Will Smith jump up on stage and slap somebody. We've all been to a Little League game or a softball game to where there's that heckler in the crowd that yells at the umpire. Well, it's the American way. You don't like the calls. That's the reason your team lost. But at no point should you ever get up and go on the field and attack the umpire. Well, it happened in Laurel. A lady has been arrested as she attacked the umpire. Laurel police arrested Kira Nichelle Thomas. She's a 32-year-old lady for simple assault. If she's convicted, she'll face about a $450 fine and a little bit of jail time. She has been banned from all games in Laurel, according to the police, at this point on. And we posted this. Let me show you this, just how bad it was. This is not okay in any shape, form, or way. How many folks do y'all know that get up and do these games? They love sports. They want to be a part of it. Here's a picture of the lady that was attacked. I've got this posted on my Facebook. That's a pretty strong lick there. And as she goes through it, she explains what happened to her. You can read all about that on our page, but not acceptable. Where's the line anymore on crime? There's not enough police officers to post them at a ball game on every one that goes on. There's tons of little leagues. They just don't have the manpower. We can't allow this. This is just getting out of hand. Doing what you want just because you think you can. Lady didn't deserve that, and we all know that. As we go to Noxubee County, our next news, how many folks up in Macon stirring today? Well, a lot going on up there. A Noxubee County man has been accused of breaking into a church. His name is Joey Mays. As we look at this, the grand jury returned the indictment against him. He's also facing burglary of a dwelling, larceny, grand larceny, possession of a weapon by a convicted felon. He was arrested earlier in the year in Kemper County. That's a big one there. As we move up to Grenada, the state of Mississippi, anytime we get jobs in the state of Mississippi, it's a good thing for us. And we see that a company that's based out of Ohio is expanding. They're investing another $4 million into Mississippi, and they're expecting to hire 120 more additional employees. That's good. They've been in the state of Mississippi for about 10 years now. But the name of that is ICE is the name of the company. So that's good news for us in Mississippi as we see a little bit more jobs. Do y'all remember the guy that the inmate that decided that, well, he was ready to go ahead and die? He sent a letter to a judge and said, I'd like to speed up my execution and get this over with. Well, after a few months in the jail, after making that request, he's thought about that and decided, well, that's not really what I want to do. His name is Blade Nathaniel Grayson. He's 46 years old now. And as we go to what did he do? He was convicted, and he's been on death row since 1997. I still ponder and scratch my head, and I'm sure most of you do, how you can be convicted of a crime so many years ago and still sit there and nothing happens. It was my understanding that it would be quick, just as quick. But as we look at this, he was convicted of capital murder in 1997. He doesn't deny that he did it for the stabbing death of a 78-year-old Minnie Smith while he broke into her home. Happened in George County. That's, 25 years ago. He's been sitting there. The taxpayers still paying on that. A murderer. There is no telling what is behind bars that without a shadow of a doubt somebody done it. Now, anybody that's innocent, there's a chance they're innocent. Yes, stretch that out. But when there's no doubt, I don't see how the criminal process is so slow. I think a lot of people agree with that. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know everything. But boy, our court systems, our jails are overpacked with criminals that are harmful. That's the news on that so far this morning. He's changed his mind. He's not ready for that lethal injection just yet. Let's see here. Mississippi is back in the news of making maybe another movie They've been in the Vicksburg area filming a little bit. A Lifetime movie. I think this is the second or third movie that Lifetime has come to Mississippi and filmed. That's good news for us. Anything that puts us in a good light, I'm all for that. The name of the movie is going to be Lies My Sister Told Me. It's set to premiere May 1st. So if it's like any other Lifetime movie, it will play 298 times, and you will not be able to miss it. Just saying, my wife might be guilty of that. As we look at things that are starting to happen around the United States, lots happened with this. Do you remember the lady that asked the judge to be dismissed from the court case? Y'all remember that? It was in Florida. She said she's married, she's got a bunch of kids, and oh yeah, I've got this sugar daddy that I've got to take care of. Honestly, that did happen. Who gets up in court and tells this? Well, she did. She needed out. She says that her sugar daddy pays her $8,000 a month, and she has to keep him happy at his beckoning call because she has to rely on that to pay for her clothes and the house that she's in. I'm going to leave it there. Florida is where that happened. I'll post that in just a little bit so you can read more about that. Shocking. Just really shocking. Married, but with a sugar daddy. Well, as we start looking at other headlines, China, things are getting bad. The United States government has asked all State Department employees to leave because they've had another breakout, a large breakout of COVID, and they're asking only essential workers to stay there. That's in China. Is it getting bad again? We'll watch that. It was kind of quiet there a little while about all the COVID there. This is why things become more expensive. We all realize, especially if you own your own business, how many hours you have to put in to make things work. California is proposing that they go to a 4-day work week. Now, that sounds great. It would be great. But, well, in the real world, you can't get everything done that needs to be done in 4 days, I don't believe. If they do that, it would make overtime over anything after that 4th day, which would also mean that your prices on any goods that you buy out of California will skyrocket again. That's the news. They haven't passed it, but that's what they're looking at doing. That's in California this morning. This next one, we've all seen the slogan. I think it's on the U.S. Postal Building in downtown Meridian. Neither rain, nor sleet, nor snow. But they might need to go back and engrave this on there. But crime can't halt the mail. As we go to this, Santa Monica, California, crime has gotten so bad that the mail carriers have been attacked several times in an area, and they've just stopped carrying the mail until protection can be done. Do you blame them? Absolutely not. They've suspended it for a time. We'll see how long that lasts. But that's Santa Monica, California. How bad is it in America that we can't deliver mail because crime has gotten out of hand? We see it all over. It's not just California. It's areas like Seattle, bigger cities. We've got crime here too. But it's getting way out of hand, America. What are we going to do? I ask you. Maybe you've got a suggestion. Here's something that is pretty neat. I like them, and I'm sure you do too. This is the first time, and as I talked with someone yesterday, off the cup, off the record, we don't really know why they're doing it, but I presume, well, we need a little cash. So let's get back together and do something. Mama Judd and Baby Judd are getting together for a concert comeback, and it's called The Final Tour. We thought we saw that 20 years ago, but they are making their way to Mississippi. Their final concert will be at the Bridgestone concert, but they are making their way here as Biloxi, Mississippi, October the 27th. If you're wanting to see the Judds, they were good. There's no doubt. Grandpa, tell me about the good old days. Young Love, y'all remember all those hits, but they'll be in Mississippi again, October the 27th at the Biloxi, Mississippi Gulf Coast Coliseum. If you like them, I hope you can make that. It's going to be a good one there. As we look around, you can't get into the minds of people. I don't know whether they don't know any better, what the word is, but 2 teens are taken to jail. One is killed after they got body armor and decided, well, let's try it out. Let's shoot each other. What do you think happened? One is dead. One is in jail. Sad. It really is just sad that somebody thinks that they should try that. Body armor, again, for those necessary situations, not to shoot at each other. If you're a little off, someone is dead, and apparently that's what happened. That was in Florida where that went down. Wow, 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 wow. Good morning to you. We're going to check the weather. What is this bad weather going to do? We're going to have some. Not so much today. It's going to be to our west. We're going to dig into all of this here in just a moment and let you know exactly what the weather is doing. So don't rush off. We'll tell you more about that here in just a moment here at Scotty Ray's Weather, so stay close to us. As the days get hotter, Sanders Gas reminds you to get your air conditioner tuned up. Sanders Gas can repair or replace your whole unit, whichever you need. Talk to Sanders about a tankless water heater now and never run out of hot water. Find out how easy and affordable it is to cook on gas stoves. And those backyard barbecues are coming. Don't run out of gas. Get yours refilled today. Sanders Gas, since 1946, 611 26th Avenue South. 601-693-4054. The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built-in, or conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group. Currently 68 as you wake up on this Tuesday morning. Again, it's going to be warm, 83. Right now, no rain in the state of Mississippi, but that will change before the day is out. Let's pull up radar and let you take a look at what we've got so far. We do have some fog pulling in on the Gulfport area there in the Mississippi Gulf Coast and around Baton Rouge, and thick fog around the Mobile, Alabama area. As you zoom in all these areas here, look at that. Highway 29, Highway 287, and 65. Lots and lots of thick fog. If you're around Saraland as you come in on Highway 45, that's going to be thick. That's two-lane. Be careful there. As we go back over here into Mississippi, Highway 63, as we look at this in 93, full of fog, and 49 also. Look at that. As we get over to Picayune down in the southwestern corner here of Mississippi, a lot of fog there also. Now, be careful all around there in 90. It may not be showing up right there, but it's fog in those areas. And we go over to Baton Rouge in these areas here in New Iberia. We've got a lot of fog there also. As we back out and take a look across the United States, not so bad right now. Showers down here in Mexico making their way toward the United States. They're coming in right there at the border. And as we get up in here, we got some serious weather going on around Nashville right now. If you're waking up and you hear a lot of thunder booming, well, there's several thunderstorms. No warnings around Nashville right now making its way toward the Murfreesboro area. I'll be ready for there. This will be there in just a little bit as we look at this. Franklin, you'll have this storm in about 22 minutes as we look at this. Now, we come across here a lot of fog up in Springfield, right there. You'll find it there in Missouri, a lot of that. Showers up on the East Coast as we look at New York and Washington. A lot of fog through Columbus, Ohio. Been through there many a times. And look at that. Believe it or not, snow in the Dakotas this morning as we look at temps of about 28. It's really warmed up in those areas. As we go to Montana, 21 this morning. Light showers around the Portland area and a sprinkle or two as we move down towards Sacramento. Not much going on there. We got a lot of this fire warning as we look at Albuquerque, New Mexico, El Paso, these areas right here. That's those fire weather warnings. Don't burn in those areas. Now, what is going to happen today? Let's get into what we think will happen from the National Weather Service, as bad weather will be just to the west of us. We may get a sprinkle, but that's going to be about it. It'll be Jackson and west. Let's get into all of this, what the National Weather Service has to tell us.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we pull up for our record highs, our record lows of today, it was 1992. Who remembers that? Seems like yesterday, but it's been forever ago, hasn't it? 88 was our high. As we get back to 1989, it was a record low of 31 set on this date. A chilly day there. As we come across and we look at today's forecast as we pull in for Alabama, looks like high of 78 there in Demopolis, 77 in Tuscaloosa. We'll hit about 81 there in Livingston, Alabama. And again, the Meridian area, we're looking at about 83 is what the National Weather Service promises us. Warmer weather as we look across the state there. So let's get down and talk about the severe weather today. I've brought this up several times today. This is what the National Weather Service forecast us today. As we look at this line, we could see some showers there, some heavier stuff there in Scott County, but it won't quite make it according to the National Weather Service, into Newton County and Smith County in these areas here. Smith it will, Jasper County it will not. Here lies the more serious weather. This is going to be right in the Brandon, Mississippi area, back west through Jackson, all of this area over to Vicksburg, taking in Brookhaven and Natchez, and those areas are at a slight risk, a level 2. As we look at Meridian, we're all clear of this storm. But be on the lookout. It is Mother Nature. We never know what it'll do, but we'll watch this. No concerns for the east Mississippi area today in Alabama. We'll look at that. And again, this is going to happen about mid-afternoon through 4 p.m. for these folks here. We'll watch that. As we look at for the winds today, it's going to be west of us, pretty much the same as where the storms are. Jackson, Greenwood, the Mississippi Delta, down to Brookhaven and Natchez and back into Louisiana. That's what we're expected for all of that. Now, let's turn to tomorrow. We'll do a special tonight, late this afternoon, to talk about the weather. Our timeline for this area from Jackson all the way east toward Alabama is going to be 5 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. After school is out, after work turns loose, till about 1 a.m. in the morning. Kind of hoping this will pass by midnight is what we're hoping, and it will make its way on into Alabama. Now, as you look at this line, and we'll go back to my radar to look at it closer, it's a thin line of about where the airport is, roughly looking at the National Weather Service. We'll look at mine and tell you exactly where it is. As we've got a level 3 anywhere in here. Now, this means that we can have some severe storms, damaging winds of up to 70, large hail. And I don't know if you saw the pictures floating around last night from Arkansas. They had baseball-sized hail last night with these storms. And tornadoes are very possible in this area. Now, we can't rule out on the eastern side of Lauderdale County that we can't have one, but it's more likely back to the west through Newton, Philadelphia, Winston County, Smith County. Y'all are a little bit higher than the eastern side of Lauderdale County. Western Lauderdale County, which is all the West Lauderdale area, is under this. Now, let's go here while we're talking about this, and let's turn this on and look at our radar system so you'll know where you live in relationship to all of this. Let's turn on severe, where you can see that's going to be day 2, which is tomorrow. All right, here this is. As we pull this in, if you'll see this stretches from Louisiana, South Mississippi, all the way to Indiana, almost to Chicago. But let's make this closer to home where you want to know where it is where you live. Let's zoom in on this. This is all of our locations. And here we go as we move into Clark County. If you'll look at this, the Pachuta side all the way up, right up to Stonewall. And Enterprise is going to be in this Area 3 up to the Lauderdale County line. Now, if you live east of Stonewall, east of Enterprise, you're in a level 2 area there. Downtown Quitman is a 2. As we move into Lauderdale County, this will follow as we move into this Valley Road, cut across Plant Sweat, and it's moved over a little bit. It was sitting here last night. They've moved this over just a little bit, and this will take in all of 22nd Avenue through downtown Meridian, right up to Walmart and Lowe's. Follow Highway 39 past EMEPA right up as we look at this right at Lamar School, taking in Highway 39, taking in Northeast High School. As you'll see, Lockhart and east of there is a level 2, but from Northeast Lauderdale and taking in NAS Meridian. Right up to the landing strips there is a level 3, and then back over to the Lauderdale area there where Ralph Morgan is going to be a level 2. And everything back west of there, as you see, is a level 3. We'll go into Kemper County, and we'll pass right by Kemper Springs Volunteer Fire Department. You're going to be in level 3 and taking in the Cowboy Church and all of downtown Scuba. This will go out to Lover's Lane is what we've got here, just east of Scuba. Right out in here, right past the Clays is where that will be. And we follow this right on into Noxubee County. And you might as well say that that's probably about 95% of Noxubee County is a level 3, and all this area northward there is a level 3. Again, lots to watch. Our timeline is 5 p.m. until 1 a.m. is what we've got, and then this will move on into Alabama. And let's look at that Alabama side of what they tell us this for our friends just east of here. Again, flash flooding, the National Weather Service tells us for tomorrow as well. We could get up between 2 to 3 inches of rain tomorrow with this storm. That's a lot there. It's a level 1. It could be higher, but that's still a lot of rain. It's a short time when it floods down. All right, let's look across at Alabama. What is going to be happening there? We've got that Hamilton area there, and the counties adjacent to us up by Noxubee County that will be a level 3. The majority of Alabama will be a level 2, which is a slight risk, meaning tornadoes are possible as we look at this. Watch it there. From 10 p.m. is what they're giving it to 10 a.m. the next morning as it makes its way across Bama. All right, as we look at our temperatures, cooler weather in store for us. Start to see some warming trends back in California, but cooler weather for us. And I tell you that today's temperature is 83. You go, where's that? All right, let's look at our breakdown of what we've got today. This is what the National Weather Service has for us today. As we see a 20% chance of showers for our area. That will be mainly after 4 o'clock, about when you're getting ready to go home. Slight chance, but it will be cloudy, high of about 83, and gusty. Wind gust of 25 miles an hour today. As we move in tonight, that rain chance increases to a 40% chance, mainly before 1 a.m. Gust of about 35 miles an hour. So watch your garbage cans. Low of only 65 tonight. Now, tomorrow during the daytime, we have a 50% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Most of this will roll in the afternoon is what we're looking at. Some are going to be severe. We'll have areas of sunshine with a high of 84 and wind gust of 30 miles an hour. Now, at about dark 30, late in the evening, all of this changes after 5 o'clock to a 100% chance of rain. Mainly, it will all be over by 4 a.m. as it makes its way into Alabama. Some of these are going to be strong thunderstorms with big-time gust tomorrow night, 25 miles an hour. We've got at least 2 inches of rain. 1 to 2 inches is what the timeline they're giving us there as we look at this tomorrow night. Thursday, all of this starts pulling away from us, and it leaves us with a 30% chance of rain. My system tells us 20. The National Weather Service is giving it a little bit more. They give it a 30% chance on Thursday. As we roll into Friday, down to a 20% chance. But look at the weekend. It's a good chance we may get wet. And it doesn't mean it's going to rain all day or anything like that, but the chances are a little bit higher than normal there as we get into that 40%. So a good chance you may get wet from time to time over the weekend. As we look ahead till April the 26th, look at that. We got chances there, 68. Medium temperature, 74. And then we'll get back into the 80s, back up to around to the 24th. And again, let's go back and look at that forecast there for Sunday. As you look at that 81 with a 40% chance of showers there. It's kind of how the weather is shaping up for that. Again, areas of concern for us tomorrow. We'll be here to walk you through it. So what about fishing today? Well, let's look at what Chet's Paint and Body tells us about fishing. Best times today, about 10 a.m. until lunchtime. So if you can slip off to that favorite fishing hole, that's the time to do it. You'll have another opportunity late in the afternoon, but your best time is right before lunchtime. That's the way it is. South wind, 10 to 15. And again, those gusts today of about 25 miles an hour. Where we are. That's a quick look at what we've got in the area of headlines and news and things that are going on. I want to say thank you for coming by and visiting this morning. We've got more coming. We've got Candace coming in at 8 a.m. We'll expand this. We'll talk more. We'll have more national headlines of what's going on in and around our area and expand it to the United States so you'll know exactly what's happening. The headlines of the day. All that's on the way. Thank y'all so much for coming by. Good morning, Linda Culpepper, Beth Vick, Carolyn, how are you? Leela Davis, how are you? Glad to see you. Miss LaWanda is up. Donna Roseman. Ralph Fortenberry, how are you? Andrew Dabbs up. Howdy. Peggy Joyner, good to see you there also. A lot of folks up and stirring today. So good to see y'all. Reggie McKee, how are you doing? We'll be back in about an hour and 1 minute. Dead on the money at 8 o'clock. Don't miss us. We want you to be a part of it. It all happens here at the Scotty Ray Report. Thank y'all for being a part of this.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: